Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Jonna. This is Jonna OMG. Today I'll be reviewing Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 15, episode 14, Wreck-It Ralph. So we start this episode off with Drew, and Drew is pretty much the center of this episode. I guess they're trying to lead us up to the drama that's going to happen with her divorce. So we're gearing that way. So we start this episode off with her and her sister. They are going to host a mental health retreat for the ladies. They were doing a tour around this venue, and the lady was like, well, we probably won't have any alcohol there. That's not really good for your mental health. And Drew was like, huh? Say what? Come again? You said no alcohol, huh? I was took about it. So we move on to Sonya and Ross, and she told him that she wanted to go over some, like, I'm not sure what she even said, like family dynamics or something, but anyway, she told him that she wrote some notes, so she handed him this notebook, and he flips the pages, whatever, and there lies a pregnancy test, a positive pregnancy test. So they are pregnant, Sonya and Ross. Really excited for them. It still seems to me that Sonya really didn't want to have another baby. She's just doing it to please Ross, I guess. Because even in her confessional, she was like, Ross really wanted this. So I was like, okay, but are you on board? Are you game? Like, what is it? I thought it was such an odd way to reveal her pregnancy, but I guess since this is her second child, it's not that big of a deal. So they did do a bigger reveal with the family, her mom, her dad, and her sister. She got them all on the couch, and she did the same little, like, I made some notes about family dynamics. She instead this time she turned around and it said pregnant we're because they were backwards. I was like, y'all didn't even get the order together. But it meant to say we're pregnant. So I thought that was a cute reveal on the back of the shirts for the family. So that was a better reveal for me. So Drew and Ralph are on date night. They're going bowling. I really don't even feel like they had a good time because it just seemed to me that they were trying to, like, put on for the camera. I didn't buy it. So she brings up the fact that she is still going to counseling, showing signs that she wants to work on her marriage, yet Ralph has stopped. And then Ralph was trying to explain why he stopped going to counseling. But to me, all he was saying was some BS. Like, it didn't even make any sense. He was like, well, at some point you gotta start doing action, having action. And I was just like, yeah, that's probably true, but you're not at that point yet. You haven't even done the work. Like, you hadn't even figured out why you act or react a certain way. I don't know. I just feel like it was BS. And then he had the nerve to say, like, well, everything I'm saying is really quite intellectual. Like, dude, that was not. Like, no, it's not. And I just really feel like he's banking on Drew, like, being some slow bunny. Like, she's not going to understand what he says. But I'm like, give her a little bit more credit. Like, I think at this point, Drew knows when Ralph is BSing her. And Drew just basically wants him to meet her halfway and show more support. I guess it does feel a little weird watching this now because we kind of know how everything is going to play out. We know that they're headed for divorce in real life. Well, as we speak, rather. So, but he constantly undermines that lady. Like, he gonna tell her that, yeah, well, you're busy now, but I've been busy. Like, like, dude, okay, and like, what I gathered from that is that he doesn't know how to show Drew support. And he just thinks that he always has to one up somebody. Like, your life is not as more busy than Drew's. And like, he was like, I'm not daddy daycare. Like, I'm not doing all that. I'm like, really, this girl is just your wife. It's just asking you to be supportive, help her out in areas that she won't be able to be there for because she's doing, the music thing, the movie. Like, she has some things going on. And he's just like, well, I'm going to be traveling way more this year. And I'm just like, okay, so you're not trying to meet the girl halfway, basically. That's what you're saying. I don't want to meet you halfway. I don't want to be supportive. That's all I heard from that conversation. So Candy is visiting Kenya at Moore Manor, and then Shamia popped up, and I guess I didn't realize how close not Candy and Shamia. I knew they were close. Kenya and Shamia were, I guess, because of the Portia thing. Like Kenya and Portia barely got along, so for Shamia to be like all up in Kenya's all up in Kenya's house was weird. Um, but I guess they were cool. Oh, you know what? Take that back. They were like bonding over when because I think they were pregnant around the same time. Maybe that's when they became real close. So anyway, Kenya told the ladies that she's thinking about having another baby. And Candace's face said it all. She was like thinking what I was thinking this whole time. Who the daddy gonna be? Who is gonna be this baby's daddy? And if it's Mark, then hell no. They were talking about her possibly doing surrogacy, going the surrogacy route because there are a lot of health risks involved with her getting pregnant this time around. So Candy and Shamia had a surrogate, so they know all about that, the ins and outs of that process. So I'm sure they'll help her on her journey. So apparently Sheree had a birthday dinner. Kenya didn't come. Candy wasn't even invited. I assume Kenya was at least invited. But anyway, so Sonya met up with Kenya a little earlier and told her that Martell was there and he didn't even front the bill. I guess the bill was like $1,500. I'm not sure who all that included, but basically he was going around asking the ladies to like cash up him. I'm like, ooh, yikes. Like, ooh, not a good look. Especially around these ladies. Like Martell, they're watching your every move, okay? Like, I mean, I guess if you don't have it, like you don't have it, it is what it is, but yikes. Hell, Sheree probably wouldn't have had it. I'm sure she would have been doing the same thing, asking folks to cash app her. So, but still. So we move on to Sheree, and she's washing her dog. Well, helping somebody else wash her dog. So she said her and Martell are just enjoying each other. I guess they're not putting any labels on it, but I guess at their big age, it'd be childish to say boyfriend and girlfriend. So she did kind of shade him a little bit. He got her an Alexander McQueen like bag or something, and she was like, well, you know, he doesn't buy the like high-end expensive brands. So Candy and Drew are meeting up. They're doing a table read for Todd's movie. You know, Drew is playing the lead. I'm not sure who Candy is playing. But child, they got Shamia and Mayetta in the movie, and I just didn't ping them as actors, and that table read didn't either. So we are here at the mental health retreat hosted by Drew and her sister. It was really a cute space. They're going to do Drop It with Drew, and then they're going to do some meditation and something else. I can't remember. Drew and Ralph, though, they were just so awkward. It was some ordeal with like this hug. Ralph came in a little late, and then Drew went up to Ross before she went up to Ralph. And then I guess she just didn't notice that she did that because she was making a big deal that Ralph was going around hugging everybody but her. But everybody else noticed it too. Like Sheree was like, Ralph went around this room and hugged everybody but his wife, which is weird. But I mean, Drew kind of did it first. So it was, but that whole, I said it last week. I'm going to say it this week. I think they are better apart because they are just so awkward, so toxic. It's really Ralph. I really can see Drew trying. Ralph, I don't know. Not sure. So they did a small little workout, and then they moved on to meditation. Candy was really emotional after meditation. So she wasn't able to join the ladies in Portugal when they did it there. So she said she's just been dealing with so much. Like the escape group is her friend groups, her family, like businesses. I think everything is just kind of a challenge for her right now. So Sheree said she didn't even invite Candy to the birthday dinner because she felt like Candy would have been too booked and busy, like she wouldn't have been able to come. But I'm like, Candy, you should have at least, if we're friends, you should at least like extended the invitation, regardless if I can come or not. it would have been nice as your friend to be invited to your birthday dinner. Ken was saying, I was actually in town at home doing nothing. I could have came. So this came out left field. So they were talking about the collusion with Sheree, Courtney, Sonya, and Marlo. They brought that up again. That happened in Portugal. Was that Portugal? Yeah, that happened in Portugal. So Mayetta revealed that Courtney actually called Drew a B word, and they showed a clip of Courtney saying it, but the producers was almost trying to make it seem like she was saying it to Sonya, but I didn't get that vibe because Sonya was just like right there in front of her, and she was like pointing. Though she was pointing Sonya's direction, I think she was just using her hands as gestures. Like, I don't think she was actually referring to Sonya as being the B word. But then that brings us to my point. Who you talking about then? She said she didn't call Drew a B word, but I mean, you talking about somebody, so I don't know. I could see it happening. Y'all know how I feel about Courtney. I could see her doing it. Feel like she's trying to be in with the in crowd, and I guess now the in crowd is Sheree, Marlo, and Sonya. So I really think that's what she's doing. But she was friends with Sheree before she even met Drew, I guess. So I guess they have a better dynamic anyway. So I don't know. I could see her saying it. So the mental health retreat was over. Everybody said it was real nice. So we move on back to Drew. She's meeting up with her therapist. He's coming over to the house, and um we learned that Ralph moved out of the bedroom. And I'm like, child, okay, we know where this is going. Drew says she's, after counseling and stuff, she's feeling more empowered to draw her boundaries in her marriage. She's like no longer like gonna let Ralph gaslight her. So the therapist is in the house now, right, y'all? Downstairs, I could bet you money that Ralph is in that house. I just really feel it in my bones that Ralph was probably upstairs listening to everything Drew said instead of just coming downstairs to work things out with his wife. Like, ooh, that ego, that ego and that pride be something crazy with these men. It be something crazy. So, I mean, we really know that at this point their marriage isn't lasting. And it's sad, I guess, because I really do feel like Drew is trying to put the pieces together. But you can't be trying by yourself. Somebody got to try with you. So that was pretty much the end of the episode. I would rate it, I give it a 4.5. Wasn't too crazy. It was, like I said, centered pretty much around Drew. So there you go. But make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the comments.